You're watching the big story here on Mirror Now. I'm Amita Balachandra. Let's take a look at the top headlines. Local Catholics in Mumbai's Bandra protest against BMC's demolition of 122-year-old cross. Residents all set to move. Bombay High Court challenging the BMC's move. Two incidents of alleged molestation by Ola drivers reported in the city of Mumbai and in Bengaluru. Once again, question arises as to how safe are these private cabs when it comes to solo women commuters. 30 days for Mumbai to get rain ready, but only 34% road repair work seems to have been completed. Should taxpayers brace for another difficult monsoon? And home buyers date with history. RERA, real estate regulator, rolls out today across the country. But only 13 states and union territories have actually implemented it on ground. Straight up to our big story, the demolition of a 122-year-old cross in Bandra in Mumbai has not gone down well with local Catholics in the area. Now, the local Catholic community is all set to move. Bombay High Court challenging the BMC's move. The BMC, on the other hand, maintains it took suggestions from residents regarding illegal structures before the demolition. In fact, on this issue, we're joined in now by Rahebar Khan, former corporator of this area. Mr. Khan, at this point in time, this action that's taken place by the BMC has hurt the Catholic community.
Yeah, it's a fact. The whole thing is, it has to be stopped somewhere. Now, basically, that day on Saturday, all this could have been avoided. The ward office from H West on the 3rd of April had a meeting, and they specifically mentioned, and all the corporators were present, and the people who were caretakers of the cross, the Bombay Catholic Sabha was present, the people who handled the mandirs were present, and in that, categorically we had explained to the BMC to interpret the court order first. They were saying that it's a court order. Interpretation of the court order was very important, in which we said that it is mentioned illegal. The word illegal is mentioned, that any structure, shrine, dargah, mandir, masjid, anything which is illegal. Now, regarding cross which we are talking about, which was demolished on Saturday,
right.
This is more than 110 years old.
Absolutely, point taken. 122-year-old Holy Cross there in Bandra. In fact, on the phone line is Ravi Raja, who is the leader of opposition in the BMC as well. Mr. Raja, the BMC, on the other hand, has turned around and said that they did take suggestions from residents in the area.
First of all, let me, condemn the incident which has been done by the BMC. It is highly deplorable, and as I understand, and I read through the newspaper also, that this cross is around 122 years old, and they are interpreting the Supreme Court order in a very, very different manner. The Supreme Court order clearly says that any structure which is prior to 2009 and which comes in the public property, that action has to be taken. But here, when this cross is on the private property and is not coming anywhere in between the road, so it is the high-handedness of the municipal corporation and particularly the local assistant commissioner, which is highly condemnable. And when the talks are going on and you had sufficient time till November, I don't know why this action has been taken, initiated by the corporation.
In fact, we have Shivangi Shukla getting us more details on this story. Listen in.
The residents in De Monte Street in Bandra are clearly angry over the demolition of this structure right behind me. It was demolished by the BMC, and now these residents are planning to move the Bombay High Court against BMC. Can you tell me what exactly happened on the day of the demolition?
Okay, on the 29th of this month, on the 29th of April, the BMC along with the JCP and the AMC had come here, and they had brought over 100 police men and ladies cops, and they started demolishing the structure. Well, the AMC, Mr. Sharadu Gade from the ward office, had told me that he's only going to break down the ceiling, the shed. He said that and he left within 2 minutes. After saying that, one other officer started demolishing the base. We told him not to touch it. The police, they manhandled the ladies, the senior citizens, they pushed many, and they ruffled many of them. And you see, as you can see this structure, they started demolishing the base, they uprooted the entire cross up, and they kept the cross at the side.
What was this confusion between private and public property?
Good afternoon. My name is Irfan Sheikh. I am a resident staying over here as well as a social activist. I would like to say this cross, which is more than 122 years standing over here, and it is from our forefathers, from our fathers to grandfathers. This cross has been built in 1895, and nearly it is 122 years and standing still from many years. So this cross was on the private property. It was not on a public property. And nowadays, the government in government land, nearly 15 to 20 years, if any slums comes up or you can say huts comes up, that are made legal, and they are given flats in the building. But this cross, which is demolished over here, is totally illegal, and we condemn that, and we want the action to be taken on the BMC officers who demolish it without prior notices, and on that day.
See, we have a law in our land, and we accept that, our government looks at us with a beautiful face, a face which was always smiling on this cross, although in death there was a resurrection. And I think that would be the best thing. Cutting across all political lines, I think it be of any faith, they should not do such things what they have done now.
Right. So as you can see, the residents of De Monte Street clearly demanding justice from the Bombay High Court. In Mumbai, this is Shivangi Shukla for Mirror Now.
Mr. Rahib Khan, you heard the residents there of Bandra area extremely unhappy with what has happened so far. You were a former corporator of the area. Your wife is a current corporator of the area as well. So what action were you, did you take before, and are you planning on taking any action at this point in time? Perhaps approaching the BMC and having conversations with them?
So basically, we have lost trust on the BMC. On the 3rd, we had a meeting, and Bombay Catholic Sabha and myself were present there. We gave it in writing to them. We told them to interpret the court order first, and we specifically mentioned points in that which have to be interpreted, and accordingly, action or no action has to be taken. Now, the whole thing is, these people have prepared a list of A, B, C categories. A category was the crosses which they didn't want, nothing should be happened to them, that were safe crosses. B category, C category, they've already demolished. And B category, the crosses or the structure, shrines or mandirs which were put in that prior to these officers could come, have to be brought out from that list which is in the High Court. Now when we speak to the BMC officers, they say we cannot remove those crosses. They agree to it, that you have the proof. Now I will show you a proof of Chapel Road cross which is in the B category. It has its own property card and city survey number with mentioned cross, Christian cross is mentioned on that. We have a property card. So how can you deem that illegal when the court order clearly says interpretation is that illegal structure on the road and after 2009. So this interpretation is not there. Secondly, this happened in a haste. I don't know what was the haste. Till November they had the time to this. They could have sat with the residents and come to this, and they could have given us time to go to court to remove these from the B category list. If they would have given time, I'm sure that after seeing the documents, the court would have removed these structures from the B category, which was supposed to be demolished. But I don't know what was the haste. We had time till November 17, but suddenly that day, nobody was informed, and they just came and started doing things.
Ravi Raja, coming on this, Rahibar Khan, of course, saying there that the BMC did this in a haste. But do you think the BMC should have had conversations with the residents there? Because while residents allege that this is a private property, BMC says or alleges that this is public property.
No, here it is clearly, see, when the talks are going on, when the residents had a meeting with the Assistant Commissioner, and talks are going on, when talks are going on, and see, the cross is marked on the Tika sheet. The cross is marked in the survey. When the cross is marked in the survey, how can you say that it is illegal? First of all, our officers, the commissioner has to come into the picture. The commissioner should know and tell the officers that how to interpret the court order. The court order clearly says it is after 2009. But here it is clearly high-handedness of the corporation, and this matter has to be taken in the highest level, and I am going to take up the matter in the House, and I'll see that, what has happened is not right, and action should be initiated against the Assistant Commissioner.
Mr. Khan, at this point in time, local MLA Ashish Shelar has also called in for a meeting to assess this entire situation. How do you read that?
No, it's good. If he has called for a meeting, it's good. But it's too late now. It had to be stopped. The demolition had to be stopped that day itself. After this, what has happened, and a meeting, okay, for the other issues which are there, the other B category structures which are there, or rebuilding this cross, what help we can get from the MLA and from the BMC, okay, it's fine. But this thing should have been stopped there itself after documents were shown, and we had time. The whole thing is we had time. So as a municipal councillor, my wife is a municipal councillor, I was present at the spot. From 11:30 I was present till 3 o'clock I was there. I was trying to convince the officials, see, this paper is there, please give us time, we will go to the court, we will get it out of the B category, since you cannot do it, because you're saying the court will ask you that, how can you say this now? Earlier your other officers have put this in the list, and now you are saying this, they have showed us proof, and so we will give us time. Bombay Catholic Sabha is there, the caretakers of the cross are there. Documents are there. Just give us time. You have time till 17 November. We were trying to convince. So it should have been stopped that. Okay, he has taken a call on this. It's very good. He should help rebuilding the cross and supporting the residents and other places also wherever there is evidence that these crosses are old and which have wrongly been put in the B category structure. He should help us out to remove it out from that list.
Also, Mr. Khan, what do the residents intend on, doing further?
Basically, the residents have lost faith in the BMC, and we have planned to go to the court. The most important thing, we want justice from the court, because they are just citing the court order. But the court order is simple. It's simple language. It has to be interpreted, and it has not been interpreted. They are mentioning the B category. The structures have to be removed from that B category because these structures have all the necessary proof, which is saying that it is legal and it is for decades. These things are there. I am born and brought up in this area. From childhood, I have seen this cross. I have played around this cross. I have friends in that location, and I'm hurted by it. This action which BMC has taken, it's hurt me very badly. And I want the residents, and I have told them also, I am there with you all for anything, and we will approach the courts and we will get justice from the court.
Mr. Ravi Raja, do you believe that this is the only option left for residents, or do you think it's too late?
No, but I think the residents have no option because they have lost trust and faith in the BMC. The other option is they have to go to the court, because the corporation, when you are talking with the residents and the corporation, when talk is going on, what is the necessary for them to take this drastic step? So it has hurt the sentiments of the people there, and it's very strong sentiments which have been hurt, and the time has come that it has to go to the court, and ultimately the B category, when it comes in the B category, it is the category where it is not coming in the road line, or it is not coming in the public property. That is clearly states that. That's why it's called B category. C category, when it comes to the in the public property, and it comes in the abating the road, or it is disturbing the road and all that, that's okay. But when it's a B category, always the B category has to properly taken care of. And when you got the documents are there, when all the documents are there, it's a document which is 122 years old. So I think the corporation Mumbai Corporation has taken the decision has been taken in a haste, and such decision should be avoided, because you are directly hurting the sentiments of the people.
Right, residents of Bandra are there extremely unhappy with the BMC's move. Will now move High Court against the BMC. Ravi Raja and Rahib Khan, thank you so much for joining us here on Mirror Now. Let's also listen in to some reactions coming in from the fuming citizens.
The fact is that it's a cross that is on private property. This is the first thing. It's not on the public road. And it's also a cross that has been existing for a long period of time. We have old photographs and evidence. And it should not have gone under this particular court order, which talks about illegal structures, religious structures on public lands. This is on private land. And we had provided all evidence to the officer at the AMC. Well before he served us a notice, we gave him 2 replies, both of which have not been taken cognizance of. I'm not a legal person, but I feel there's some strong injustice done here, and we will take legal action to see that we get this righted, and we will eventually have this put up by the very people who took it down, because we believe that this is wrongfully done on a cross on private property, which should never have been taken down in the first place.
Well, I married in 1958, 10th of May. And before and that is the time when this cross was there. So it must be that it has been here for a long time, longer than when I married. And that, I think, covers a lot. I don't really know why it was broken down, but I hope they will restructure it again.
Live exactly opposite the cross. Now I have been for the past 40 years. I am 49 years right now, and from our childhood days we used to always say the rosary during the month of May. And the thing is, I take care of the cross for the past 35 years. I've been taking care of this cross. We organize the rosaries during the month of May, the cross feast, and even every first Fridays. This is something really ridiculous that has happened. In spite of submitting all the proofs and the papers to the BMC ward office, they have come and demolished this cross, which is on private property.
I'm 71 years old. I was born on this street. I know this cross from childhood. And this road was 2 feet below. So this cross was much high. You all have the municipality filling has bought the road to the level of the cross. That's why they feel that this is on the road. This is not on the road. My father has come here in 1940. From that time we are staying down the road here. So that's what I'm saying. This cross is not illegal. This cross is part of the house.
This should not happen, not only to this cross which has happened here, it should not happen to any other cross, because we as Indians have lived so peacefully. So we should continue living peacefully and respecting each other's religion and sentiments.
Cross was being broken. Where were the MLAs? Where was anybody for us at that time? There was nobody at that time. And now they are coming to say that they're going to build a cross. What is the meaning of this? We don't want their aid to build a cross. We ourselves can do it.
It has strongly hurt the deep sentiments, religious sentiments of the Catholic community. And then I think we all should now stand up. We do not want to create, we want to have everything done in reconciliation. It would be advisable for the government authorities, who seem to be strangely silent, which reflects a complicity with elements that are creating total disorder in the country. It augurs very badly for the future of the country. And therefore, the church authorities, I think, in my opinion, have to take legal action as fast as possible.
So those were the residents who are fuming over the BMC's move. However, the BMC is maintaining that the property was illegally built on a public land. This is something that we'll keep a very, very close watch on here on Mirror Now. Quick break on Mirror Now, but on the other side, is Mumbai rain ready? That's coming up. Welcome back. Here watching the big story here on Mirror Now. Straight up, another year, another season of torrential rains, and it's the same story all over again. Potholed roads, waterlogging, major roads blocked. Brace yourself for another cycle of monsoon suffering now, because Mumbai's civic body is not rain ready yet. Let's give you some statistics to understand just how grave the situation is. Road repair work worth 1,700 crore rupees is in the work still. As per the BMC officials, only 34% road repair work is complete. 100 road repair projects are still in their first phase, and what is making matters worse is the fact that 70 stone quarries in Navi Mumbai have been shut down. In addition to this, 16 contractors have shut down all repair work after 13 contractors were implicated in a 900 crore rupees road scam and blacklisted as well. So 180 road repair projects are stuck in a limbo. My colleague Disha Shah visited a couple of arterial roads today, and this is what she found.
More than 80% of the pre-monsoon road repair work has come to a standstill here in the city of Mumbai, as tainted contractors have refused to work with the BMC, and they have not been working for the past 1 week because they demand that their salaries to be paid by the BMC. In fact, I am standing here at one of the major arterial road, that is the SV road in Bandra, where you can see one entire stretch of the road is dug up, and what citizens and residents here, they have been telling us is that there has been no progress at all. I mean, no workers have been coming here for the past 1 week to work or to ensure that the deadline is met of 31st of May 2017. In fact, when we spoke to the officials in the road department, what they tell us is that only 34% of the work has been done on ground, and the remaining, they are ensuring that with the remaining number of contractors, they finish their road repair work. In fact, what we also understand, residents and citizens really fear here that it is going to be yet another season of pothole-riddled roads and, of course, shoddy work done by the BMC. As you can see that there's a tractor there, but no contractor or no worker here to ensure that the road repair work is done. And lastly, citizens, what they tell us is that the BMC is definitely not rain ready yet, at least at this point in time, and they just fear that it is just again going to be a shoddy job. This is Disha Shah for Mirror Now.
Is this what citizens are paying their taxes for? That's a question we're asking on Mirror Now. The government has issued a May 31st deadline for the completion of all road repair works. And on Mirror Now, we will keep asking tough questions and keep track of all the pending road repair work. That's a wrap on the big story. Stay with us.